All right. In part one, we discussed the power of story and how companies who don't learn to structure and execute a great story will become blockbuster obsolete. But I got ahead of myself. I assumed you know what story is. What is a story? Odd question, isn't it? Most of us understand our own story. Most of us have been in the presence of a great story in the form of a book or a movie. But if I asked you to define story in a vacuum, what would you say? Typically, people think a story is giving an account of what happened, but that's journalism. Story takes us to another level. Story, hear me, story is what happened because of what happened. Story doesn't talk about events, but instead it talks about the emotional consequences of those events. A story doesn't show your grandmother using Tide to do laundry. A story shows how you still use Tide today because it reminds you of your grandmother who has passed. What happened because of what happened. This form of narrative creates an environment of understanding for viewers and for listeners. It reminds them of what they hold dear. And we have already established that when a consumer senses you understand who they are and where they're from, they will dedicate their dollars to you. What is your company's approach to story? Are you telling your customer what happened? Or are you showing them and acknowledging what happened because of what happened? Think about it.